Go ahead and come down to the ground, and we're going to get started with a really gentle, just upper body stretch. I wouldn't even think of it as a stretch maybe so much as just some good awareness and some presence in your upper body to get it organized with your whole system. So just find a place to come down to the ground that you enjoy. You can kneel or you can sit cross-legged, whatever feels best. And just draw your attention to where your hands fall on your body. And take a moment to feel that peripheral connection. And then let's just bring our awareness up to the tippy top of our head, and we're just going to tip that a little bit to the left, like we're pouring water off the top of our head. And it's not very far at all. And bring it back to the center and tip it just a little bit the other direction. And bring it back to the center. And then you can just play with that little tick-tock motion on your own time without forcing anything into place. And notice if you maybe gently increase the range of motion a little bit as you go. And maybe you'll start to sense that there's a connection between the top of your head and your tailbone, that they're moving in the same direction. And it's pretty deep and it's really internal, so if you're not aware of it, it's okay, but there is a connection. And just a few more, and come to rest. Now let's just take that same water imagery, and you're just going to pour water off of the top of your head forward, and then pour water off of the top of your head backwards. And do that a few times and see if you can tone again. And the very crown of your head moving in the same direction. And notice if you start to gain a little more range of motion with each movement. And if not, that's okay too. And then just come to rest, and then let's connect all 4 points. So you're going to tilt to the side, back, making a circle, other side, front, good. And sense that connection between your head and your tail. And note that even your shoulder blades have to be soft on your rib wall to allow your head to move. And reverse it. Notice if your eyeballs are maybe involved in what you're doing. Maybe they look down and then to the side and then up and then to the other side and down. And just bring yourself back up the midline. Good. Go ahead and just bring your arms up so your hands are right in front of your chest. Let's float the elbows wide. And we're just going to get a little bit of circulation moving into the tips of the fingers now. So just making a little mental note that even to bring your arms up into something that seems really simple still requires good body connection into your pelvis and the ability to keep your shoulder blades again soft and relaxed on your rib wall. And then just give them a little bit of a shake. Again, noticing that even shaking has an element of grounded support to it. Something has to hold and something has to be allowed to move. And you can just shake wherever feels good. Take it wide. Take it forward. Take it wide. And rest. Good. Now let's just take a little bit of a pathway of motion. So just follow along, bring the fingertips up through the midline and scoop. Keep it kind of small to start with, right kind of in front of your body, and then maybe carving out the shape of your head. And then it can just start to grow a little bit. Just organizing the bones in your upper body a bit further to create some symmetry. And let's see if we can add a little bit of rotation to it. So just pick a side and go that way And pick another side and go that way. Kind of like you're carving through water. Again, it's small to begin with. And one last time. And rest. Good. And then just go ahead and bring your arm up and see where it wants to naturally fall. Does it want to fall? So sometimes when we go into this kind of traditional tricep stretch, maybe there's congestion through our upper body and it doesn't feel right. So if you were going to bring your arm up to open up your armpit and all of that tissue through there, just allow your hand to come to rest on your body wherever it feels comfortable. It might be the top of your head. It might be the back of your head. It might be kind of more the base of your neck. So just allow it to rest. And then decide from there if you even need to bring this other arm up. If that helps or anything, if it creates more connection into your center or if it's just unnecessary distraction. And after you've settled with that and felt a little bit of an opening all through that side, just switch. And it's funny because maybe your hand will go to the same or a different place on the other side. Maybe it needs something different. And again, you can decide if you want to bring that other arm across or not. That doesn't feel right to me on this side. And just allow a gentle opening through the armpit. You might even feel it down into the connections on the top of your pelvis. And then just give that a rest. And then let's just take another stretch that sometimes is kind of a traditional stretch where you bring one arm up and across. So rather than, again, forcing that anywhere, just allow your arm to float up first of all and decide, first of all, how high it wants to be and then how far across it wants to come. And then does it need some support? And then once you find that spot, be present in the palm of your hand and just allow your shoulder blade to melt onto your back. And then allow it to rest. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So just allow your arm to float. It's almost like it's a lesson in giving up control to your body, allowing your body to decide where it's at rather than doing a pre-made meditated decision from your thinking self. And then again, decide how far in it wants to come and just bring your other arm up for support if that helps, and find presence in your hand and some relaxation in your shoulder blade. And just release that. And then we're going to take one last thing here. So pick a side. You're going to bring that hand as if you were going to bring it behind your back. So again, as you start to bring that arm behind your back, don't tell it where it needs to go. Don't tell it how high or low it needs to go. Just kind of see where it wants to settle in order for your shoulder blade to feel gently settled again on your rib wall. And then you're just going to stay there for a few breaths. And then you can release it and just do the same thing on the other side. So you might have a side that's very different. This side is much more congested on my body today. So you're, again, going to sense where that arm needs to go. For me, that kind of feels like it doesn't even want to go behind. It's kind of almost more on the side. And just allow and then you can release it. Just bring your hands back to wherever they started or whatever feels comfortable at this point, and close your eyes for just a second and see if you feel a little more organized in your spine and if your head feels actually attached to your spine, if you have more of a sense of ownership over it. And just allow your thoughts and your breath to soften and settle. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that that was helpful and just a little bit of something different if you need to kind of rethink how you put things into place or assume where things go in your body and otherwise. And I will see you next time. Take care and bye for now.